The shepherd boy slumped down beside his bigger shepherd brother. "You'll never guess what I just saw," he said. "Sheep?" suggested his brother sarcastically. "No, I saw a bush." The older brother surveyed the barren landscape. "Now that is news," he said just a fraction less sarcastically. "Perhaps we should tell the sheep. They'd love a nice bush to chomp on." "It wasn't an ordinary bush," the shepherd boy added. "Oh, a special bush then," sniggered his brother. "Dripping with honey, was it? Covered in jewels? The sheep will be pleased."
"Stop it! This is serious. The bush was on fire."
"Oh, that is serious," his brother agreed with a smirk, "but not what I'd call special. There is this little thing called lightning, you see."
"I know about lightning," the shepherd boy sighed, "and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Anyway, that's not the special thing. The special thing is that the bush was on fire, but the bush wasn't burning up."
"Really?" said the older brother skeptically.
"I swear, honest,"
said the shepherd boy. "And you watched this burning, not burning bush for how long?"
"For ages,"
insisted the shepherd boy.
"I couldn't take my eyes off it. And not one of the leaves was burned, I promise."
Nodded the older brother. "I've heard of those bushes. Distantly related to the smoldering dandelion and the heat-resistant hyacinth, I believe."
"It's not funny,"
shouted the shepherd boy. "Oh, yes, it is," grinned his brother. "You have no idea that he plucked something from the ground. And look, here's a slightly singed blade of grass. Result?"
"You can laugh all you want," the shepherd boy sulked. "Moses was there, and he saw it too."
"Moses?" replied his brother. "Crotchety old Moses, the shepherd who lives on the other side of the mountain. Mildly mad Moses, who is always mumbling to himself. That Moses."
"It's just the way he speaks,"
the shepherd boy muttered. Oh, so you've met him then?" asked his older brother. "I didn't realize you'd had the pleasure. You know, they say he killed somebody once."
"I didn't meet him," the shepherd boy explained. "I sort of ran away when he arrived because, I heard he killed somebody once, and I hid behind a boulder."
"Was the boulder on fire too?" asked his brother.
"No, of course not. Stop it,"
shouted the shepherd boy. The older brother tapped his chin with his forefinger, thinking, "So, if you didn't meet Moses, how do you know the way he speaks?" The shepherd boy said nothing for a bit. He just looked at the ground.
"If I tell you, you'll think I'm crazy."
"We passed that point some time ago," said his brother. "Try me."
"I know what he sounds like because I heard him talking to the bush."
"Mildly mad Moses," the older brother shrugged. "What did I say? The name fits. Now, if you had been talking to the bush, that would have been different. Or if the bush had talked back." The shepherd boy turned his head, looked at his brother, smiled sheepishly, and raised one eyebrow. "Please don't tell me that the bush talked back," said his brother.
"The bush talked back,"
whispered the shepherd boy.
"Actually, to be fair, it was the bush that sort of started the conversation."
The older brother nodded again. "And what did the bush say?" "Oh, let me guess. Do you have any water? I'm on fire. Or I could do with a trim. Put me out of my misery, please. What did the bush say?"
"Moses,"
said the shepherd boy. "It said, Moses, Moses. And when Moses said, here I am, the bush told him to take off his sandals." "That would not have been my first guess," the brother smirked.
"It's not funny," said the shepherd boy. "It was really scary. I took off my sandals too, just in case."
"Just in case what?" asked his brother.
"Oh, in case the god in the bush got really angry with me."
"Oh, now there's a god in the bush," said his brother. "That explains everything. You were in the presence of some sacred bit of shrubbery. Does this god have a name?"
Not exactly. He told Moses that he was the god of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob."
"Who are?"
"Moses' ancestors, apparently."
"Never heard of them."
"Well, according to the bush."
Plant life being the obvious go-to source of information about one's ancestors, his brother chuckled.
"According to the god in the bush," the shepherd boy continued, "they are the ancestors of the Israelites, some group of people who were slaves in Egypt. And this God is their God, and he spoke from the bush to tell Moses that he had been chosen by the God in the bush to set those people free."
The older brother paused and scratched his head. "So these people are slaves in Egypt?"
"Yes."
"The greatest empire the world has ever seen?"
"Yep." And this God wants Moses to set them free. That's right. Mildly mad Moses. Aha. Who lives on the other side of the mountain. Yep. Who is a shepherd just like us. Exactly. Who can't put a sentence together without stumbling. Apparently. Again, the shepherd boy's brother paused, and then he spoke. The bush didn't give off any smoke by any chance, did it? Deprived you of oxygen, left you slightly confused. No! This is exactly what the bush, the God in the bush said. Why would I make it up? How could I make it up? His brother nodded. You have a point there. So what happened next? I'm curious. How exactly is Moses supposed to set these people free? The God in the bush said he'd help Moses, Shepherd Boy explained. And he showed him how to do these miracles, turning a stick into a snake, making his hand all horrible and diseased looking. And there was something about turning Nile water into blood. It was pretty amazing. Oh, and he said something about Moses having a brother who could do all the speaking for him. Sounds like the God had worked it all out. Sounds more like Moses is about to get himself killed, the shepherd brother said. Doesn't sound very promising to me. I wonder, mused the shepherd boy. I mean, if this God can make a bush burn and not burn and do the miracles I saw, maybe he really can set those people free. His brother shrugged. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I do like that bit about Moses' brother, though. They can be very useful brothers. And hopefully Moses' brother will be as helpful as I have been to you. You haven't been helpful at all. You've just poked fun at everything I said. Which is what Moses' brother should do, if he has any sense. And then maybe Moses will forget about the bush or the God in the bush or whatever it is and save himself a lot of trouble. So, should we go and warn him or something? Asked the shepherd boy. What? Moses? Are you kidding? They say he killed somebody. No, let his own brother sort him out. I say we go home. I might be wrong, but I thought I heard Mum calling for us. Really? Said the shepherd boy. Oh, sorry, grinned his brother. My mistake. It was that olive tree over there.